there's a chance that the threat that you have to deal with may start off behind you. So turning to address the threat is something that you should practice. And you're saying, Peter, well, I should be able to turn around. I've been driving this body for 30 or 40 years. And that's true to an extent, and I hate to argue with success, but there's times if you're not thinking about it properly, if you don't practice the proper way, stepping the wrong way could end up causing you trouble, where you could end up stepping off of something. It could be stepping off a stairwell, stepping off a curb, because you stepped the wrong way. So the first thing we need to think about is, do I even need to turn? So I'm here, and all of a sudden a threat appears where you are. Does it make sense to just address the threat here and not even bother turning around? Especially if I want to make distance and I want to be pointed in this direction. Well, there's some validity to that, but I found that when I practice it, I don't hit very well. And so it's important for me that my bullets hit the target, one, so that it has some effect on the bad guy, but two, and even more importantly, that I'm not throwing lead wildly down range where it could injure innocent people. So this technique is taught by some people, and I just don't find it works for me. Now, maybe it works for you, but I just find that, the few times that I've tried it, and maybe I just don't have enough effort into it, it's unnatural to me and doesn't make sense. And you're like, well, it does allow you to run that way. Well, it does, but if you're running and trying to shoot behind you, the chances of you hitting the target go way down, and then where are your bullets going? And you're responsible for each and every one of those that you fire. So does that make sense? And I find a lot of times in force-on-force training that the gun actually impedes movement, and people move slower than they should to try to get hits, and they end up getting hit themselves because they didn't get to where they were needing to go. So I don't think that's a valid thing. So let's talk about actually turning around, because I need to address this target. Maybe my family's here and I need to get them out of the way and I want to face the target. The first thing you want to think about is you need to step into known territory. You need to step into known territory. Now, what does that mean? It means that I want to step, whatever leg is moving, I want to move it forward because that's where my eyes are. I don't want to step behind me because I don't know what's back there. Even though I just came from there, maybe I just walked up here. Could something have happened? Could somebody come up behind me? And now I step back to turn, and there's somebody right there. Maybe I get my legs tangled with theirs. So you step into known territory. So I'm going to take one foot or the other, it doesn't really matter, and step forward and across a little bit. Now we're not crossing our legs like this because that would be unbalanced. We're stepping forward and diagonal, and then I'm just going to pivot on the balls of my feet. Once again, I'm going to step into known territory in front of me, pivot on the balls of my feet. Can you do that with the support leg? Sure. Step forward, pivot, step forward, pivot. And I find that's a much more natural way of getting turned around to address a threat behind you. And this is good in conjunction with the stool position. I like to do this when I'm training. So I'm here shooting, pressing the targets, boom, boom, boom. When I'm done, I'm going to come into the stool position. I'm going to step, pivot, look to see what's behind me. Are there any threats? Oh, there's one. Boom, dealt with it. Come back to stool. Let's see what's happening behind me again. I step into known territory and pivot around. That's the key feature. Step into known territory, pivot on the balls of your feet. You'll stay balanced and you won't put your foot wrong and end up on your ass. I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. This is another Tuesday's Tactical Tip of the Week. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about us if you have any friends. And hey, be safe out there.